No, I can't get that right. Okay. Here we go. I am informed that there is... There's subtitles? Subtitles for what?
Spoilers.
Okay, that's all great. Mouse speed 2D lower. Let's do that. Let's try that. Don't invert anything. Wait, I don't want to load a game. I just want to keep playing a game. I solved... Wait, what? I solved 40 things? That doesn't seem right. Bye, Marcy. Have a good night.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody say bye, Marcy.
Bye, Internet. Enjoy the witness.
Okay, totally. Okay, I did that wrong. That's... Wait, how the fuck do I do it right then? Okay. Sorry, let me talk about this. So I've got a blue line and a yellow line. I've got blue dots and yellow dots. I can, as I have learned, I need to cover all of the dots, connect all of the dots, and I can do it, but I'm connecting the yellow dots with the blue line and vice versa. And it does not... Oh! The one that I click on is the blue line. Okay. Alright. So the one I click on is a blue line. So I want to do it like that, right? Okay, great, cool. So this is a blue line. No, I gotta catch this one first. And then go this way, like that. And then out, right? Sweet. Blue. Wait, what about the black one? Working theory, I just have to get all of the black ones. Doesn't matter what color they are. Okay, so far so good. Oh no. Oh dear. How about that? There we go. Alright. Oh man, there is something in this about freedom and constraint. And maybe about like the there are terms for these things that I can't think of, but the fact that like if these black dots were specific colors, this puzzle would be much easier to solve. Right? Like because it would provide me with guidance. And even though the underlying structure does, this is really a P versus NP thing. So this is math. There's a class of problems that are known as P. Which means, let me see if I can remember and get this right, that they can be solved. And wait, how does this work? There's a class of problems that are difficult to solve. that take a lot of work to find a solution for, but not a lot of work to check the solution for. So this is a great example. Like all of these puzzles, if I come up with a solution, it is really, really easy for someone or a computer to say whether or not that solution is correct. At least so far with these puzzles, right? With the rules as I understand them. Did I start at a starting point? Did I hit all of the appropriately colored dots? And did I hit all of the black dots? And did I end at an ending point? And if all of those things are true, and it's really easy to check them all, then I did it correctly. That is a valid solution, potentially one of many valid solutions. The trick with this class of problems, I can't go that way. I fucked that up. Okay. The trick with this class of problems, no. Trick with this class of problems is that if I'm trying to figure out the solution, that takes way, way, way longer. And it's actually described in terms of polynomial and non-polynomial time. Polynomial time, for those of you who remember that word from perhaps high school math, is time that is based on a factor squared. So a polynomial, you remember, is like x squared, or how would you do it? A squared plus b plus... A squared plus b? A Q... Wait, what the fuck is a polynomial? X squared plus x plus a constant. X squared plus x plus c. That's right. So like 3x squared plus 4x plus 5 is a polynomial. I knew it had 3 terms, and I couldn't figure out how to make it have 3 terms. But because the third term is constants. Yeah, and it doesn't actually have to be a square. It could just be, it's an exponent. It's x to the something. And in computer science, we have a concept called the hell is the concept called? It's the order of magnitude for the time that it takes to execute a particular solution to a problem, right? So there's probably a way to enumerate all of the possible choices that a person could make, where choice number 1 is like, you just draw a straight line, right? Choice number 1, no good. All right, choice number 2 is like, go like this. That's choice number 2. Choice number 3 is like, go like that, or something like that. Like, if I could enumerate all of the possible lines, which I'm sure that I can, then I could have a computer like try them all, try all of those all possible lines. And how long would it take for a computer to do that? And it is somehow related to the size of this grid. I could actually do it smarter than that. Like I know that well, I don't know what I know. Anyway, I could probably like eliminate some of those lines right off the bat and say, I'm only going to do the things that make some amount of sense, that could conceivably be solutions to the problem. And that would be faster, right? Like if I have fewer things to try, then I can do it like way faster. But it still takes a long time. And polynomial time means that the length of time that it takes is dependent on the size of the grid, the size of the input, to some exponent. So like it's the number of these intersections squared, or it's the number of these intersections cubed, is the time that it takes. So if I have a very small grid, then it's pretty fast. But if I make the grid just a little bit longer, it takes a squared amount of time longer. Like it takes much longer to solve the problem. I am explaining that so poorly. Wow, that's really stunning. Thank God it's the end of the semester. I don't have to teach anymore because this is. So the point is that what is the point? The point is that like these solutions, once you come up with a solution, it's very, very easy. A lot of puzzle games work this way. Coming up with a solution, it's very easy to know quickly whether or not your solution is valid. But the challenge is sort of racking your brain to try to come up with a correct solution, to enumerate all of the possible solutions, and to try to come up with algorithms or heuristics, whether you're sort of aware of them as such or not, to organize the information in front of you so that you're not trying all of the possible lines, right? I would never do that and hope that that was a solution, or even consider it for a second as a solution. The way that slowing down the mouse made the mouse slower, but it didn't actually help me control it. Whereas I might do something like this and say, like, is this going to be a solution? No, clearly it's not. Right? Oh, God. There we go. Okay. All right, let me actually attempt. No, I'm going to have to do this, and then, like, this, and... but not like that. God damn it. Okay, and then like this, and then like this, and then like that. Got it. And look, that got me a yellow and a blue. And they both run over this way. I can't believe how bad that explanation of polynomial time was. Okay, so the trick here is that I have to get my blue line over to this thing. And the exit is in this corner, which means I want to stay generally, here's my heuristic, right? Heuristic, for those of you who are not computer scientists, an algorithm is a set of steps that will produce an answer. A heuristic is a set of steps that might produce an answer. Or a correct answer, right? An algorithm is sort of like an approach to a problem, to solving the problem, to coming up with a solution to the problem. A heuristic is sort of a best practice. Like, it's not guaranteed to give you a correct answer. But it's probably going to be way faster than the algorithm that actually does come up with the correct answer. So here's my heuristic. I know that my exit point is over here. I want to avoid that area until I've gotten all of the dots, until I'm ready to exit. And then, like, just looking at this, I'm probably going to want this yellow line that I'm not drawing yet to come, like, down around this way. Well, let me do it, actually. So, like, I kind of want it to come like this, right? To get to the you can't see where I'm pointing. To get to this yellow stuff while leaving this blue thing right here fairly open so that I can come and get it. But those two goals fight each other, so clearly there's something wrong there. I definitely can't go up here, because if I go up and I turn here, then I'm going to run into this yellow thing, or I'm going to make it impossible to get the yellow thing. If I go up and turn here, same thing for this yellow thing. If I come up here, same thing for this yellow thing. So I have to go either this way or this way. Could go like that. And then like this. And then perhaps like that. But I'm going to have to come back around, so that's no good. I can come up like this. No, because I got to go this way. All right, so then let's go up here. No, that's no good. Interesting. This is interesting. I want to do something like this, right? And I could even, I'm sure that I could get, oh, maybe I'm not sure that I could, yeah, I could get that like that, right? Like something like that. But I don't know how to get that last yellow dude. Unless I take a different approach entirely. Ooh, man, I feel like this would probably play better with a controller. I don't want to do anything like this. That gets way too confusing. There's no way for me to get back out. I feel like I have to go up there. I just can't. What am I missing? If I go this way and go like this. There's no way for me to get the yellow line out from past the blue line. Okay, let me take this a little bit more methodically. I've been basically going up the middle, right, in order to try to do something sort of like this, which doesn't quite work. So I know, I am pretty sure, right, heuristically, I'm pretty sure that I need to go up and come over, and I can't get this thing until the end. So I'm not going to try to get that. So I'm going to go up and come over. I've been going in the middle. The middle's not working for me. What if I go up here? That's a fucking disaster. What if I go up here? Like anything before the middle is just terrible. So what about after the middle? Go up here. No good. What if I start this over here? I forgot that I could start things anywhere I wanted to. I can't. This feels like it's closer. No, I definitely can't do that. I gotta come this way. I go down here. Go like this. No, not like that. Like this. Not like that. So, I mean, look at how much this rule set has exploded the possibility space to the point where solving these puzzles has become legitimately hard. The blue has to exit here, right? There's no way for it not to exit here. Shoot, I thought that was it. Through the careful design. There we go. Got it. Okay, sweet. Through the careful design of these puzzles, so that these have now become like real mazes. The way that a maze works is that there is a correct solution, and following the correct solution is easy. But there are so many other incorrect solutions that appear to be better solutions, right? Like, what's the heuristic for getting from the start point of a maze to the end point of a maze? Like the natural one, the one that like everybody has baked into their head at the beginning, is you always want to be moving towards your destination, right? So if the path branches and one of the branches goes towards the exit and the other branch goes away from the exit, then heuristically, the way that we are sort of like trained to think as beings that exist in physical space and move and navigate it all the time, is that you take the branch that heads towards the place that you want to go. And so mazes, like good maze design, is about bluffing, creating branches that appear to be going where you want them to go, and then don't. And the branches that appear to go away from where you want to go wind back around and get there. And then double bluffing. There's like a psychology of as somebody who is not naively moving through space, but who knows that I am solving a maze and knows that there's an intelligence pitted against me that has deliberately designed this to be difficult, to challenge my natural heuristics. Creating a space of false paths that are sophisticated enough to keep me guessing, even though I have an understanding of the larger question. So, like, let's just follow this, right? Very, very simply. Very, very, very simple maze design. Maze design 101. As a fresh off the boat maze follower, maze runner, right? Maze solver. My instinct is that when the path branches, I should take the branch that appears to lead in the direction of my destination. And I very quickly, and so as a maze designer, always make it so that the opposite is correct, that the path that goes away from that, the other path, is the correct one. So then as a maze solver, I will learn that is the way that designs can manipulate my expectations, or the expectations that the designer has of the player. And then I can come up with a new heuristic, right? My new heuristic is going to be whenever I get to an intersection and one path appears to lead towards the direction of the destination and the other doesn't, always take the one that doesn't, because that's always going to be the one that bends back around, right? Somebody has designed this to make it to fool my original heuristic. So now the designer has to like get into the player's head, has to figure out at this moment in the experience of this maze, is the player thinking that they should be calling my bluff, that they should be moving away from the destination, or are they actually do they think that the maze is more sophisticated than that? I'm double bluffing, or are they seeing, like, at what point? What is the because the other way to do it is to come up with milestones to say that, like, okay, I know that this part over here is all dead ends. So even though the destination is past that, I know that I need to go over here first and then come back to the destination. So now, like, I have a new intermediary destination, and as a designer, you can sort of create a map that will create that impression that will allow that can be known, right? That the player is going to have that intermediary destination. So it's all about like that kind of designing around what the player is going to be thinking at any given moment, right? And creating an arc in that experience. I start off thinking about the maze one way, and then I take a couple of paths and they lead to dead ends, and now I know that the way that I am thinking that led me to take those paths is not the right way to think to solve the maze. Right? So not only have I eliminated those paths, but now I'm trying to understand the psychology of the designer that's going to allow me to solve the rest of the maze faster. This is why a really, really good heuristic for solving mazes is to start at the end and work backwards. Because typically, mazes are designed to be confusing when you start from the beginning and try to reach the end. And they're not necessarily designed to be as confusing the other way. There's just often not an intentionality around the other direction. So blue is really easy. I just have to do something like that. Oh, but that fucks with yellow like a lot. Okay, so yellow needs to go up like this. And then I can go like that. And then I gotta go like that. And then like this. And then solved. Cool. Okay, so I still only have 2 exits, right? My 2 exits are here. This is probably, if I'm doing blue up here, this is probably an ending for blue. Like I could do... Seems pretty easy, doesn't it? Like blue is really easy. And that I didn't get that yellow, but... Wait, what's happening to my yellow? Why is my yellow such a funny color? No, it's fine. Like, look at how bright this yellow is. And the blue stays bright, but this yellow has gotten super faded. And now this yellow is terrible. Okay, something has happened here, right? There's something going on. It's either a bug in the game, or it's a rule that I didn't understand. Look at how... Yeah, no, something's fucked up with the yellow here. What if I go, like... No, I can't do that. There's no way for me to solve this the other way, is there? It's certainly a lot harder, so I'm not going to do it. Look, it's... Now I have no yellow. I got no yellow whatsoever. What is causing my yellow to get progressively more faded? Unclear. It is unclear. Maybe that's just a property of yellow? Blue is always clear because that's my color. That's the color that, you know, I am actively drawing. And yellow... Maybe yellow, when it's close to the power source, is strong, and then the further it gets from the power source, the weaker it gets. Oh, but can I actually still solve this? Oh, shit. Wait. Yeah, look at that. There's still a yellow line. There's still a yellow line because it won't let me pass. Oh, but it's rotationally symmetrical, not... Right? If I try to go down the middle, or if I try to go up here, I can't do it. So the yellow line is still there. It's just invisible. Fucking hell. Those assholes. Okay, so... Alright, so I am going to trace the yellow line with my finger. Go up like this. No, like that. And then like that, like that. God damn it. I don't think I like this puzzle. Okay, I can't do this kind of thing because then it makes it possible to get the yellow. I could do something like this, right? And that actually seems like it's probably pretty easy. I go like that, and then like this, and then like that, right? Okay, so that I got that. This was, let me just say, this was like a really nice progressive thing. Like, I didn't even notice what was happening here, and here I noticed, but I wasn't sure it was significant. And then like I got to here, and like this is super super obvious, right? And then I go back and I say like, oh yeah, this is like crazy faded. That's not just a little faded. And then I get here and it's gone, and I at no point I'm like, wait, what happened to my yellow line? I mean, I was for a moment like, do I need to get my yellow line back? But there's this sort of clear progression that does absolutely help lead me to a conclusion about what the hell is going on. Okay, so now, oh, I see. I only have yellows, so blue can go anywhere. I just have to mentally trace where it's actually going. Like that. Okay. I find that way less fun than a lot of the other puzzles. It's super interesting. Again, like this strikes me as. Can I get up to this thing now? This strikes me as extremely clever, and also like it's an exercise in something that happens a lot in other genres of games, right? Other genres of games, in like an RPG, say, you have a sort of archetypal template player character. Player character has basic moves, has their mechanics, their actions that they can take. There are stats that they have. There are things that they can do. There are ways that they interact with the world, and lots of ways that they interact with enemies. Like that tends to be a richer interaction than other things. But depending on the game, maybe there are also rich interactions for like crafting or farming. Um, and then you take that archetypal template and you ask yourself, how many different ways can we mutate this? How many different characters can we give this basic identityless template? Can we make it into something can we make it into two different things that feel distinct, that feel really, really different? Even though the core mechanics, the bottom, are the same. And then if we can do it twice, can we do it 4 times? Can we do it 8 times? Can we do it 100 times? Can we like come up with 100 distinct profiles that don't just feel like random, that feel intentional, that have meaning, but feel distinct? Most importantly, feel distinct, feel different from one another. In a 2D fighter, right? Can we create a bunch of different characters that all have basically the same moves, but all feel really, really different? Because this one's just a little bit faster, but it's consistently a little bit faster, or it's faster in very specific ways. This feels like an extreme exercise in taking the abstract puzzle genre and distilling it down to not its simplest form, but an instantiation of its simplest form, right? Like there's nothing inherent about drawing lines, connecting dots to abstract puzzles. You can do abstract puzzles in lots of different ways. But if you're, this is one of them. This is one of the ways that you can create abstract puzzles. And you start at the like very, very lowest level. What are the most basic mechanics? What is the form of this puzzle? And then how can we take that and without destroying it, without distorting it so much that it becomes something else, keeping it so that it is recognizably the same thing in all cases at all times, make it so that it feels distinct, make different versions of it that all feel incredibly different. And because Jonathan Blow is extremely clever, and because he took a lot of time to make this game, he's done that. He's created incredibly distinct experiences that all are recognizably based on the same mechanics. Right, super simple one. A lot of these culminating puzzles end up being really, really straightforward. They just use... Well, that one didn't even use anything. That was just really simple, right? I had to solve a bunch of... This is all pacing, again, right? I had to solve a bunch of really hard puzzles, and my reward for solving all of those hard puzzles is a puzzle that that makes me feel... That gives me just... Not even it makes me feel smart, but it gives me a hit, like a little bit of euphoria, because I got it. I just walked up to it and I got it. And we love that feeling. I mean, we get a chemical release when we solve something, when we make progress, when we understand that we have overcome an obstacle. And so if you give me an obstacle, if you give me something that I can perceive to be an obstacle, the dopamine hit that I get, and I'm using dopamine even though medically I have no idea if that's actually what's happening, is at least partially relative to my perception of that thing as an obstacle and not to the actual difficulty of it. Right? So if you give me a bunch of hard puzzles, give me hard puzzle, hard puzzle, hard puzzle, hard puzzle, hey, up ahead, there's a puzzle. My expectation of that puzzle is that it's going to be hard. And then if it turns out that it's easy and I accomplish it, I feel a sense of accomplishment that is at least partially scaled by my anticipation of the difficulty of that puzzle, right? So you can't give me easy puzzle, easy puzzle, easy puzzle, easy puzzle, and expect that to keep working, because now my expectation for each of these puzzles is that they will be easy. But you can pace this, and this is paced really, really well, so that I think that the puzzles are going to be harder than they are. And then it feels really good. Like I walk up to a puzzle and I can just solve it and it feels great. You got to reserve that. You got to do that carefully. But you can do it. All right, I'm going to take another quick break. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm so excited about this. And then we're going to solve like these things, and then we'll do a Q&A. Tomorrow night... Oh, no, I have to announce the both of the things. Okay, so tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock Pacific time, that is 3.5 hours before after class starts, from 4 to 6 is the Underground Show at USC. The Underground Show, I'll talk more about this tomorrow, but the Underground Show is a sort of informal, festive showcasing of semester projects, games that were created in classes this semester that don't have another sort of capstone event. So some of our classes have built-in capstone events. There's a next week there's going to be, or in 2 weeks there's going to be a demo day. That's sort of like a big event for all of our advanced game project games. For example, the MFA thesis students have a week-long show where they exhibit their thesis projects. But a lot of classes don't really have they're not big enough to have those kinds of shows. But we still want students to be able to demo their games, to put them on display, and especially to invite their friends who aren't in the class with them to come and play the games that they've made over the course of the semester. So, Underground Show is how we do that. And we are going to be broadcasting a tour of it on Twitch. Fingers crossed. I'm doing a tech test tonight after this show, but I expect it to work. And then I expect that we will be doing a Twitch broadcast of a tour of that show. It's not going to be the whole 2 hours, obviously. It's probably just going to be like 20 minutes, probably in the middle of that. I'll probably announce an actual time on Twitter when I've thought it through. So let's say probably like 5, like 4:30 or 5. There will be a brief stream in anticipation of after class, which of course is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night on after class, Jesse and I are going to be playing. Oh yeah, that's right. We're going to be playing a student game that I started talking about last week, then we didn't actually get to play. It's called Gold Rushers. Very excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to play that for a little bit. It's like a local multiplayer brawler, very short rounds. So we'll play it for a little while, and then we are going to crack open Undertale, which is a game that all of you are probably familiar with. That Jesse and I have both started playing, attempted to play, and to put it delicately, we are neither of us understands what all of the fuss is about. So a lot of people are really, really super into Undertale. A lot of my students are super into Undertale, which is great. Like, have passions, follow them. I love that. I don't get it. So we are going to play that game. We're going to play it together. I mean, we're not going to play through the whole thing tomorrow night, but we're going to start it, and we'll continue it at some point. We'll keep playing it. We'll try to slog through it and see if we can figure out like what's going on with Undertale. What is the deal with that game? Why does it resonate so strongly with so many people, and why doesn't it resonate for us? So that should be fun. Gold Rushers should be super fun. In anticipation of Gold Rushers, we are going to do a thing, hopefully, that I have never done before, which is this break. Instead of listening to music, we're going to watch some trailers. So enjoy some trailers for Gold Rushers and some other of my students' games that you will hear more about in the near future. All right, I'll be right back.